Welcome back to the 2022 Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic on ESPN. Halftime of our first semifinal here on day 2 of the tournament as SMU on top of Utah State by 8, 40-32. Aloha, everybody. Back inside Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center next to Malcolm Huckabee. I'm Kanoa Leahy, and Malcolm, the old classic defense converting into offense. It has pushed the Mustangs to this point.
SMU outstanding in that first half against a very good offensive team in Utah State. They had 12 points off of turnovers. They held Utah State to 25% from the three-point line. It was an all-around effort. All 5 guys on the court creating offense off of their defense, not settling for jumpers. Right here, though, this pretty much summed up that first half. Uncontested layups off of excellent defense. Utah State is going to have to adjust because right now SMU is the more aggressive team, and then they're creating easy opportunities with their activity in the lane on defense.
Take a look at the statistics here. You see the field goal percentages, 57 for SMU, 31 for Utah State. Zurich Phelps leading everybody right now with 12 points, and Stephen Ashworth averaging 18 points per game for Utah State. He's at 8 points. Sean Bairstow leading the way for the Aggies with 10. SMU basketball out of the intermission. They closed the first half on a 10-2 run. Utah State went without a field goal for the last 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Williamson, the reverse on the drive. That was pretty.
A great offensive set to start the second half. A lot of action, high ball screen, and then Samuel Williamson with the beautiful reverse layup and finish.
Transfer from Louisville. And as you see, the turnaround shot by Shulga.
Contested shots, that's going to be the theme in this one. Both teams doing a great job of contesting runners, jumpers, and three-point shots.
Williamson stripped down low by Taylor Funk, but this was Sam Williamson just moments ago.
Right here, again, off of a great offensive set. He made that reverse layup look easy. Eyes on the rim the entire time. Great body control and finish by Samuel Williamson.
Points in the paint, heavily in favor of SMU. That was somewhat to be expected. Williamson from the elbow gets the friendly bounce, and Sam Williamson grooving here in the early stage of half number 2.
And what a read by Zurich Phelps. Again, he could have easily jacked up that shot. Nice little easy pass to Samuel Williamson for the easy jumper. And that's the growth that Coach Lanier talked about with Zurich Phelps, playing the point guard position. Again, he's a high-volume scorer, but that time making a nice read off the dribble drive, setting up his teammate for an easy opportunity.
Nice job by Williamson to get into the passing lane to disrupt that last play, but no disrupting that. Trevin Dorius with a little thunder.
He gave him the hokey doke right there. A little fake like he was going to hand off, keep it himself, and then he had the easy slam.
There's Nuttall off of the screen, hanging in the air. That one bounces out, rebound off to Dorius. Utah State looking to push. Good backdoor cut, the bounce pass find by Dorius to Ashworth, and Utah State within a half dozen.
We talked about it in the tip. If you like offense and high-level offense, you're at the right station. Both these teams executing at a high level in their half-court sets.
There's Phelps challenging about 3 white jerseys. Missed the shot. It was blocked by Dorius, and then he stripped it out of bounds.
This out of bounds underneath right here. A little fake handoff. Keep it yourself. And then, again, excellent offense. The bigs of Utah State, they do a great job setting screens and then also passing. Excellent execution in the half court by Utah State.
The top 10 in the nation, as you saw earlier, in assists per game as a team. So much movement constantly all over the court.
And watch how the bigs of Utah State set screens. Almost a alley-oop dunk.
Dorius couldn't finish that time. And then Ashworth knocks over Phelps. And that one up upsets the Utah State bench as well as some of the fans sitting behind the Utah State bench.
Well, I think what they're saying is because the referee was on the other side and the two refs that were on the ball side, again, it's either a no call or a block, but again, the Utah State coaching staff, along with Coach Odom, not happy with that call. And I think it's because of where the call was made. It was the far side referee, and they didn't think he had a good enough angle to make that call.
So Mustangs to inbound from the baseline. Nuttall off the glass and in. Tough angle, still made it work. He has 8.
And that's the matchup I would go to. If Ashworth is on Nuttall, I would go to Nuttall and let him go to work. He's got a clear size advantage, and they've done that a couple times in this game. Put him at the pinch post or the high post area and then let him work his way down into the low post and raise up over Ashworth.
Nuttall picks up that foul following the miss by Ashworth, and that's his second. Ashworth, by the way, 2 of 8 from outside the line. A few moments being taken to wipe some perspiration off of the floor, but you felt some good energy from the Aggies here to start this second half. SMU trying to withstand that, and now some of the players on the floor asking for a little further work from the floor wipers.
And that's a key point you bring up. We talked about it, day 2, quick turnaround, both these teams wins, fatigue. I think energy, again, that's a key theme for all these coaches. They've all harped on that. We have to come out and match the other team's energy day 2 in this one after some tough games on day 1.
First of 2 semifinals. Second semifinal will feature Washington State and Hawaii. We have a foul far away from the basket. It's going to go against Sam Williamson.
And that's big as Samuel Williamson goes to the bench for SMU. And that is his 3rd foul. Again, he is so key to what they do, in particular on the defensive and offensive glass.
Oh, how about that pick out of the air by Phelps? Going to try to go coast to coast, lost the handle for a moment, and then it's wrestled out of bounds last touch by the Aggies' Taylor Funk.
I've been so impressed with Zurich Phelps' anticipation of passes. That's 3 times now in this game where he's read the eyes of the passers for Utah State. He's been able to step in and get steals. Great anticipation by Zurich Phelps.
Zurich Phelps, who already has 12 points. He's hit double figures offensively in every game this season. Almost came away with another steal there on that outlet pass. Drive by Bairstow, tried to go teardrop, tipped by Dorius. No, second time was a charm.
Yeah, he's been great on the offensive glass for Utah State. Again, second chance opportunity set up because of the spacing that Utah State has on the offensive side.
There's Ogigi backing in on Dorius, goes up, in and 1. 2 big blocks of humanity there battling in the paint.
Grown man move, and you're absolutely right. 2 big boys going at it. Nobody trying to give ground. That's a big time finish and 1 situation. Look at the spacing of SMU. Nobody around. Let the big fella go to work. Great touch and great spacing on offense by SMU. It's just so impressive how well coached both these teams are and how they've been playing offensively with their actions and then their spacing on the offensive side.
That was also number 3 on Dorius. He'll take a seat. Dan Atkin into the game along with Z Hamoda. Rylan Jones also on the floor now for the Aggies. Several subs as well for SMU. Todorovic, Lanier, and also Koulibaly out on the floor. Ten points, 2 boards for Efi Ogigi after that last sequence. Here's Shoga on the drive. Extra pass, it's an open look. Hamoda for 3, can't hit it. Ball still loose, and Akin able to chase it down. Wide open in the corner. It is Shulga, and he got it.
Breakdown by SMU. Great recognition by Utah State. In the scramble situation, beautiful skip pass to Shulga. And again, I think he's the X-factor guy. We talk a lot about Ashworth, but for me, Shulga's a guy that does a little bit of everything for this Utah State team. He can play the point, he can play the three, and he's a solid defender and rebounder.
Here's Funk from just inside the line, and he hits the riser. And so Utah State cuts the deficit down to 4. Second chance points, though, you talked about it. Aggies with the advantage 12-4. They have 12 offensive rebounds to 3 for SMU. 5 minutes into the second half, and we see ODG hit the deck, and that will earn a foul call against Dan Akin. 49-45, you can feel the temperature rising here in this semifinal. Temperature always at a nice spot here in the islands, even during the holidays. So this was the night preceding the opening day of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. A reception held at the Outrigger Reef Hotel and the Kanikapila Grill. You had fantastic live musical entertainment, and all of the players, coaches, some of the traveling party able to indulge in some fantastic food and just kind of vibe out a little bit here in the island. Set a very nice tone here to get this tournament underway.
I mean, that's the best way to put it. It's a vibe. It's a great vibe. You're in Hawaii. It's been first class all around. And I've been impressed, again, the play that we've seen, the quality of coaching and players. As you take a look at SMU coach Rob Lanier. And we talked about his background. Coached alongside some of the best, Billy Donovan, Rick Barnes. He's already got this SMU program. Nice little buzz.
Yeah,
they're playing well.
Certainly playing some of their best basketball right now here. Gradually getting better as the season goes on. Fresh into the game, Keon Ambrose Hilton. A lot of traffic, couldn't get the shot to go, but he chased down his own miss. And with 6 seconds left in the possession, a foul called against the Aggies.
And that's not a good foul by Hamoda. Again, you got him trapped right there. No need to foul. Shot clock winding down, and that's a break for SMU.
Under 10 to shoot after the 20-second reset. Here's Nuttall, somehow threads the needle to Ambrose Hilton, but a foul called prior to the shot. And that's going to go against Rylan Jones. That's his first, and that's the 15th foul here for Utah State. So with just under 14.5 minutes left to go in this game, the foul accumulation starting to become an area to pay attention to.
And Zach Nuttall does some of the best work coming off of pin downs. I mean, he is a nightmare to defend. He is so good coming off pin downs. He's got great elevation on his shot, so you have to be there on the catch. And that right there, great read, dribble in, and then the ability to either raise up for himself or pass. Of course, I just jinxed him. He turns it over as I'm singing his praises.
He wasn't able to do either on that one. He was smothered there. Here's Shulga stepping into the three. Can't hit. Good box out there by Emery Lanier. And SMU looking to slow things down a tad here on this possession. Getting a little more deliberate. Koulibaly with it. From the Washington State player. Here's Todorovic, and some contact in the act of shooting. And the only decision now, was it in the act of shooting a 3 or a 2? The foul's going to go against Rylan Jones. And that's going to be 3 shots, it appears.
And that's all set up. Offensive spacing, both these teams. Yeah, that's a foul. Again, that's not a kick of the feet. That's not anything flopping at all. And that's all set up because SMU has spaced the floor very well. Nice little dribble drive on the baseline. And the help is late. The end result, 3 free throws. So impressive how both these teams execute on the offensive side.
Yeah, a bit of a dangerous play there. You saw Rylan Jones obviously lost his balance, but came underneath Todorovic's feet there, and so that could have been somewhat disastrous. Fortunately, both players are okay, and Todorovic at the free throw line, the beneficiary, 6'8" sophomore from Belgrade, Serbia. Out of prolific prep in California, has a lot of international experience playing with the Serbian youth national teams.
And he's given them some solid minutes. Again, the ability to knock down threes. I think, though, defensively, that's been the biggest area of contribution for him. He has been solid defensively against a very good offensive team in Utah State.
Todorovic able to drain all 3 free throws. He has 8 points. The lead is 7 here for SMU. Shoulder, good bounce pass. Akin, the extra power dribble. Too much power off the glass, though. Body's hitting the floor again. Todorovic at the bottom of the pile comes out with it. Here's Zurich Phelps back into the game. Todorovic for 3. And the rebound gathered by Hamoda. 13 minutes to go here in this semifinal. Open look for Funk. That one rims out. The follow though by Hamoda. Just several notches higher than the rest.
Elbows in the rim. You talk about big-time offensive rebound putback. He just raised up over everybody. Soft touch to tap that one back in. Wow.
Averages 8 points, a little over 3 rebounds per game. That was dynamic there by Hamoda. Under 10 on this possession. Here's Todorovic trying to ad-lib the up and under move, and he draws contact and a whistle against Taylor Funk.
The elevation on that last offensive rebound by Hamoda. Look at this right here. 2 guys there. Let me raise up, and then the awareness and the soft touch, the finish. A lot of guys would have had to come back down with that. That's great body control and soft hands. A much-needed bucket for Utah State.
So Todorovic goes to the free throw line. SMU only getting points here at the charity stripe as of late. No field goals in the last 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
But that's been the storyline of this game. Second chance points for Utah State. Plays like that by Hamoda, keeping the play alive and then creating some offense. SMU is going to have to adjust. And now, anytime a shot goes up, you got to get bodies on on Utah State's bigs and wings, because they're just crashing the offensive glass, creating second chance opportunities.
Strong game for Stefan Todorovic. He's got 10 points, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Trevin Dorius coming back in for Utah State. He's got 3 personal fouls. And now a conversation among the officials. I'm not exactly sure what this is pertaining to, but they're going to review something. Some of the fans here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center getting a little antsy.
Still not sure what they are reviewing.
So they might be looking at who picked up that foul. We'll see if we can sort some of this confusion out when we come back. It's SMU by 7 here in Honolulu. Welcome back. So there was some confusion going into the timeout as to who the foul call was actually on, whether it was Taylor Funk or Dan Akin. And if you see in the replay, it was Akin sort of putting the two hands on the back there of Stefan Todorovic. And so Akin ultimately did get called for the foul, which is his third.
And that's the reason why Funk was so flabbergasted why the foul was even called. He didn't see the push from back by Akin, but certainly that's a heads-up play. The referee's in a good position to make that call, and I like that they reviewed it to get it right.
Well, the review, I think, was encouraged by Ryan Odom because he wanted to make sure if it was on Funk, then Akin would only have 2 fouls, so would Funk, and maybe Akin would be able to remain on the floor here in this stretch. But alas, it is his third. Quick catch and shoot here for Shulga, and the bank is open. Not sure if he called it, but they don't distinguish whether it was a banker or a rimlet in the box score.
Head coach Ryan Odom just kind of shrugged, said, we'll take it off the glass no matter what. It's a good bucket for Utah State.
Meanwhile, the miss by Coulibaly. And the foul on the drive by Hamoda. Going to go against Jalen Smith. Don't look now, but Utah State back within 4. Zach Nuttall checking back into the game here for SMU. Zurich Phelps also on the court along with Sam Williamson and Keon Ambrose Hilton. Utah State, they're going with the fivesome of Jones, Hamoda, Dorius, Sean Bairstow, and Max Shulga. So again, the officials taking a little time to review something across the way. I'm not exactly, once again, sure what this is referencing, unless it's a clock issue of some sort.
And that's the only thing I can think of is to see if there should be more time added or some taken off. That's really it. Not sure if there's anything else.
One of the officials, Darren George, coming over, and he asked us, hey, are you guys still here? Are you guys still on the air? We're like nodding, yes, yes we are.
The good news is they did not take too long on that review.
Shulga off the jab step. Goes in and out. Well, it could not have gone down farther without having counted.
Beautiful use of the jab step, and the Utah State bench ready to celebrate. And we're celebrating. That ball looked like it went in, and then tough roll for them.
Phelps lost it out of bounds. Last touch by Utah State, and Max Shulga now arguing his point with the official, saying, I didn't touch it. Meanwhile, SMU has gone without a made field goal now over 5 minutes, Huck.
And I think right now, Zurich Phelps or Zach Nuttall, you're going to have to put those guys in either a pin down or a ball screen. Let them go to work.
Williamson steps inside the arc. And the rebound by Dorius. Aggies the other way. Good defense there by Jalen Smith. Just sticking with Hamoda. Jones lines up a 3. Just a tad bit long, and the rebound to Phelps. Now he weaves through Utah State players into the front court. Phelps now with 7 rebounds. Turning the corner, Ambrose Hilton. Dorius disrupting it. And a foul will be called on that ricochet. They're going to get Zach Nuttall on this one. That's going to be his 3rd.
And this right here, because he went up with one hand, again, that's a great recovery. That's why come to a jump stop, go up, secure the ball with 2 hands, and try to flush it. If you leave anything open, both these teams have done a good job being active, trying to get deflections.
Quick inbound, Ashworth blocked by Phelps. And there was some contact after after the block between Phelps and Ashworth. No foul called. It's out of bounds to Utah State, but Zurich Phelps with the closeout.
And this is just a great recovery. Miscommunication, and I like that no call. That's well after.
And it's going to be a traveling violation. Shuffling the feet was Z Hamoda. But yeah, we're seeing Zurich Phelps now adding yet another layer here to his game. The offense has been well documented here. The leap he made from last year to this year, averaging almost 20 points a game. But we're seeing him put in work on the defensive end now.
And I think the reads as well. So he's made some really nice passes that have led to high percentage shots for his teammates.
Nuttall driving into Jones. Jones was able to get a hand on it, but Hamoda was standing on the end line. Under 10 minutes to play here in our first semifinal. It has been a competitive, sometimes bruising battle here so far.
And if I'm SMU, right now with this two-point guard lineup for Utah State, I try to put Zurich Phelps in the block, let him get isolated down, use his size advantage over Stephen Ashworth, who's guarding him right now.
About 6.5 minutes here for SMU without a made field goal. Phelps trying to change that, but he gets blocked. And then had his hands on it, tried to go back up with it, and Ashworth, who was sitting down on the floor, came up with the strip.
But I like the strategy by SMU. Again, put him in a pin down, let him try to get into the lane and raise up over the smaller Ashworth, and that's a great defensive play. You're right, sitting on the ground, coming up with the strip.
Well, this has become a pretty defensive-minded battle here over the last several minutes. Both teams in a scoring drought. Utah State hasn't scored in about 2:20. SMU hasn't scored in 2:36. And again, SMU hasn't had a field goal in what feels like an eternity, but that is over as Sam Williamson gets the bruise in the bucket.
Beautiful, out of bounds, underneath, pinpoint passing, and then Samuel Williamson showing off the hops. And you talked about it, Zurich Phelps, his progression as a playmaker and facilitator. That's a beautiful find off a beautiful action out of bounds underneath.
And foul number 4 on Trevin Dorius. So the 7-footer has to sit. And Williamson completes the 3-point play. So just like that, SMU back up 7. Dorius sitting with 6 points and 9 rebounds. So some significant size not available at the moment here for Utah State. How about the defense by Williamson, just putting the shackles on Hamoda.
That's what Coach Roblin there talked about with Samuel Williamson, and he's had discussions with him. Impact the game, doesn't need to be scoring, at that time getting it done defensively.
Turnaround shot there by Williamson, and Akin clears it. Closing in on 9 minutes to play. Bairstow. Series of moves and then hits the little fall away.
His footwork in the paint, turnarounds, he'll stop you on a dime and then reverse pivot and raise up. He is really tough to guard. That time had the mismatch with the big. Put him in the spin cycle and then raised up for the short jumper.
Well, raising up for that short jumper was Zurich Phelps. He now has 14.
I'm going to say it again. He's going to be in the discussion for Player of the Year in the American. One of the most improved players in college basketball, doing a little bit of everything for SMU.
Bairstow draws the whistle. The shot goes in, but they're going to say that the foul took place prior to the attempted shot.
Again, look at this footwork. Put him in the spin cycle, and then his footwork on the turnaround right there. That's textbook. And then right here, a guy that went from averaging 3 points a game last year up to close to 20 for SMU. Put in the work, and it is paying off. Zurich Phelps, remember that name for SMU.
That last foul called against Todorovic, his second. 5 team fouls here for SMU compared to 8 for Utah State. 8 minutes to play here in this semifinal. Stephen Ashworth on the drive, got the defender up on springs. It was Efi Odiji who then commits the foul. Well, both teams putting up a fight here in our first semifinal. 59-52, SMU on top. We got a good one in Honolulu.
Seth Thomadallin in studio, Indiana, without Xavier Johnson, Trace Jackson Davis, but do have Miller Kopp, Seth.
Yeah, Miller Kopp knocks down 2 threes in a row, and no one's been impacted more without Xavier Johnson and Trace Jackson Davis than Kopp, Coach.
No question about it. Look at the skip from Tamar Bates. That is a heck of a pass. Miller has made his 2 field goals late here in the half, and they've been timely.
Up 8, 4 minutes to play. Kanoa, Malcolm, back to you.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. 59-52 SMU on top of Utah State. We're still working on convincing Malcolm Huckabee to take on the waves here before he digs out of the islands.
I told you, man, Jaws ruined it for me. You will not catch me out there. Anything I can't see the bottom of, I'm not going, man.
We did get word that some of the family, though, taking part in a little bit of bodyboarding today.
My boys have no fear, so they'll be out there. I'll take a pass on that and take their word. But right here, what a game we have. Both teams playing at a high level, defensively, offensively. 7:53 to go. And this has lived up to the billing. We knew it was going to be a good game. We knew it was going to be a physical game. And neither team has disappointed in their execution.
The first of 2 semifinals coming your way. Washington State and Hawaii, 12:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And that one sets up to be entertaining as well.
I like the changeup right here. Utah State going to a 2-3 matchup zone, giving SMU a different look, but you cannot run zone offense any better. Get the ball to that high post area. Samuel Williamson with a nice little turnaround foul line jumper. Excellent offensive execution against the zone.
Here's Ashworth off the dribble. Missed it near side. Ashworth just 2 of 10 from outside the arc.
Immediately, Utah State gets out of that 2-3 matchup zone.
There's Phelps. Tough shot there. And a good box out there by the 6'1" Stephen Ashworth. Extra pass, it's Funk from the corner. Can't hit it. And the rebound collected by Williamson. Utah State 7 of 31 from distance, and a timeout taken by SMU. You have the Mustangs here up 61-54 with 6:39 left to play in this one. Don't go anywhere. It's up for grabs.
The College Football Playoff semifinals and the College Football Playoff National Championship on ESPN.
Oh, the annual tradition of crowning a champion in college football on the horizon. It's a Christmas Eve tradition, however, for the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl game to be played in Honolulu. Middle Tennessee taking on San Diego State. Blue Raiders have won 4 of 5. Aztecs also finishing the season strong and perennially one of the best defenses in the group of 5. Our coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 3 Hawaiian on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app. Well, Christmas Day, we have that star-studded lineup of NBA action. These guys are ready for that.
I love it, man. You got Luka on the left. You got a little Jason Tatum in the middle, and then you got the King LeBron. They are having a blast, and why not? You're in Hawaii, and you got high-level basketball right in front of you. Best time of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good to see. the young fans coming out here for this semifinal. Kanoa Leahy sitting alongside Malcolm Huckabee. First of 2 semifinals here on the docket. Day 2 action of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. It's been a good one so far. Here's Zach Nuttall out of the timeout. Tears to the hoop, and he has 10.
Best I've seen moving without the ball. He is in constant motion. A beautiful curl cut, and then his ability to raise up over defenders and finish. That's impressive.
Getting loose is Shulga. He tries a 3, and he gets fouled by Nuttall behind the line. And 3 free throws coming for Max Shulga.
And it's all set up because Utah State's bigs, again, it's not something you talk a lot about, but they set great screens, poor closeout by Nuttall, and yeah, that's a foul. Again, you got to let him land, and he knew it as soon as he was behind on the lock and trail. And again, you don't talk about it a lot, but the importance of your big setting screens is a big reason why Utah State's offense works the way it does. Their guys set excellent screens, and I always tell young players, if you want to get open or get your teammate open, go set a good screen. Utah State does an excellent job of that in their offense.
And that's also number 4 on Nuttall, so he is going to be taken off of the floor here as Shulga attempts the second of 3 free throws. And Zurich Phelps, who got a very brief breather, coming back out onto the floor. And so Max Shulga here, the 6'4" junior from Kyiv, Ukraine. Made a big jump himself, maybe not Zurich Phelps level, but he went from 4 points per game to now 12 points per game here this season. He gets all 3 from the free throw line. It's back to a 6-point differential with just over 6 minutes remaining.
Now Utah State extends their pressure. They pick up full. See if they can try to force SMU into a turnover.
Here's Phelps working against Hamoda. And a little long with it. Rebound off to Bairstow. He's going to look to lead the break. Ashworth, deep 3. Got it!
We talked about it. That guy is over 50% from the three-point line. If you leave him open, he is going to make you pay. That's beautiful transition offense. Breakdown defensively for SMU. He's the one guy you must find.
Meanwhile, good contest there without fouling by Akin. Utah State with a 6-0 run in 29 seconds with the 3 free throws and the triple by Ashworth. And he shovels it to Bairstow. Extra pass. Akin is blocked. Blocked by Ambrose Hilton. Some great defense there at that end by the Mustangs. Phelps. And it's going to be a foul on Keon Ambrose Hilton going over the back of Dan Akin.
And great no calls by the ref. Great defense by both teams right here. Going up, and yeah, that's a clean block. Again, no body contact. Let's see from this angle right here. No, that's straight up. Didn't make contact in. Both teams getting after it on the defensive end. That last possession, though, for SMU, that's one of the few poor reads that Zurich Phelps has made. Really no need to settle for a deep 3 behind that screen there. Try to use your size and athletic ability to get to the rim. Don't want to settle for a contested 3.
And Keon Ambrose Hilton went career yesterday against Iona. 16 points, 7 of 8 from the field. Had a couple of blocks in just 20 minutes. Got that fantastic block moments ago, but then commits the foul here against Akin, who goes to the line to shoot the 1-on-1 bonus. And he goes long with it. Misses the front end, but we have a whistle. And it'll be a lane violation. And so Akin's going to get another stab at it. Both teams with 8 team fouls here at this juncture. And now Akin will earn another free throw.
And little mistakes like that, that's huge. Again, that's just a missed opportunity for SMU. You get a missed free throw, but you have a lane violation, and you give them another opportunity.
And then he comes away with 2 made free throws, and this is a 1-point game with Utah State riding an 8-0 run. Volume level picking up here in the arena. Todorovic for 3. Rebound up for grabs, corralled by Shulga. Aggies the other way. And stepping on the end line was Stephen Ashworth. He had circled all the way under the basket and just went 1 step too far.
So impressive how the bigs on both teams, right there on the line. You can see it, and referee in great position to make that call, but that's all set up because of the bigs for SMU being able to slide on ball screens.
11th turnover for Utah State. Here's Phelps. Got the defender up, tried to lean in for the contact, didn't get the whistle, chased his own miss, and then finished reverse style. What a play by Zurich Phelps.
Body control off the charts that time with the reverse layup. Off the second chance opportunity. He just continues to impress.
Ashworth lost the handle. And we got a whistle over there in front of the Utah State bench. Did we get a timeout called? And it sounds as though we did. The Aggies able to get that timeout in with 3:21 left. 65-62 in favor of SMU. Zurich Phelps, how about this line? 16 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, and a dazzling putback. Has the Mustangs in position, looking to punch a ticket to the championship game. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Outrigger Hotels and Resorts. Come be here. Well, back here in Honolulu, Hawaii, semifinal number 1, SMU by 3 over Utah State with 3:21 left to go in the second half. First of 2 semis on the schedule here today. Washington State and Hawaii will do battle at 12:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Championship game scheduled for 8:30 Eastern, also on ESPN2 on Christmas Day. So, hey, no reason for these players to save anything in the tank here. They got the day off tomorrow, as this tournament will give way to the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. And then they'll be back on the floor, all of the participating teams, on Christmas Day. And, of course, it will all lead up to that championship game.
Yeah, they're leaving it all out there. I think the difference of both teams right now, SMU 18 points off of turnovers. Utah State has 14 second chance points.
Shulga got the step and finishes past Zach Nuttall. Shulga with that burst, and he has now 14 points. Well, you gotta like it if you're SMU when you see it in the hands of Zurich Phelps. He enters it into the post area, and a foul will be called against Z Hamoda.
And this right here, Shulga, to me, player of the game for Utah State. He's done a little bit of everything. You talked about his 14 points. To me, defensively, 16 points now. But he's rebounded, hit threes, and just solid on the defensive end.
And here's ODG at the line, and he gets the free throw to go. 76% shooter on the season. He's now 2 for 2 in this game.
That was a great read by Zurich Phelps to get him the ball in the post. Again, not settling for a jumper. Realized ODG had a really good post position, made a nice post entry pass, and got him to the free throw line. Excellent recognition by Zurich Phelps.
So SMU setting up the defense here. Lead is back to 3. Shoga gets to the paint, kicks it out. Hamoda for 3, can't hit. Offensive board by Funk. Hamoda got it stripped, and then a foul committed by Utah State in the backcourt.
Zurich Phelps again. He's been so active with his hands. Tipped that ball away, and that's a big-time change of possession. SMU in the bonus. Again, right here, watch Zurich Phelps. He gets his hand in on this one right here. Again, he's just been so active around the ball. A long wingspan.
Jalen Smith puts in the free throw. That was the 10th team foul for Utah State. So 2 shots automatic here for Smith, the 6'4" sophomore from Orlando, Florida. Puts in the most time of anyone in the gym, according to head coach Rob Lanier. And it looked like it on those 2 free throws. 69-64, 2.5 minutes to play. The winner punches a ticket to the championship game on Christmas Day. Lob pass. Akin goes up to get it and then falls down to the floor in an awkward position. Foul is called, and it looks like Akin, after a moment to make sure that everything was still in the right place, looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he got him with the body. Again, from our angle, we were blocked right there. Again, he got him with the body, and that's a player up in the air, Akin. Might not have been much, but again, that's a player up in the air.
Third foul on Odigi sends Akin to the line. That's the 19th foul for SMU. So 1-and-1 bonus situation here for Akin.
Even last time, SMU with a lane violation. Do not want to give him another one, but that Akin takes care of business.
Yeah, he's now 5 for 5 from the free throw line. How about the job both teams are doing at the charity stripe? 13 of 15 for Utah State, 14 of 15 for the Mustangs.
So key in these close games.
Yeah, that's winning basketball if you can take care of the free throws. Again, the difference is 3 points.
You know, SMU is going to run some type of action, try to get Zach Nuttall coming off one of these pin downs.
Here he is, rubbing off that screen. Williamson to a cutting Phelps, reverse layup, good! 18 points for Phelps, 5-point advantage for SMU.
Beautiful offensive execution by SMU. Backdoor cut and pass by Samuel Williamson.
Ashworth for 3, that one hit glass first. Phelps goes above everyone else for the rebound.
Again, SMU going to run their actions, try to get Zach Nuttall off one of these pin downs, and then let him make a read.
Phelps, the hanger. And he goes too hard off the glass. Looked like he was maybe caught in between, thought about dropping it off to Odigi, but how about the chemistry here, Williamson and Phelps?
You can't run offense any better right there. Again, dribble drive by Samuel Williamson. Don't settle for a jumper. I think that was a key before. And then get Zurich Phelps. That's a beautiful pinpoint pass by Williamson and finish by Zurich Phelps.
So that last play actually going to be reviewed. They're going to check to see who it went off of with $1:11 on the clock in a 5-point game. This has been a fun one, Huck.
I tell you what. We said it at the beginning, both these teams playing at a high level. We thought fatigue might be an issue. Day 2, quick turnaround. As we take a look, see if there's going to be a change. No, right there. No, I think that's going to stay with Utah State. Again, from that angle. Yeah, no, I think that's clearly off SMU.
Yeah, quick review. And they do confirm it is Utah State basketball. Aggies shooting 23% from the land of three. 8 of 34. This is a team that shoots 44% on the regular as a squad. What do you attribute that to?
SMU. I mean, look, their defense, their closeouts, closing out, coaches work on it all the time. And closing out against a team like Utah State, again, we said it, they average 11 threes made per game, and then they have great spacing. It's very difficult, but SMU, give them credit, they've closed out and contested some of these threes by Utah State.
Here's Ashworth. Ashworth 3 of 12 from downtown in this game. Guy who shoots almost 55%. We'll have a whistle on the perimeter defensively. It's going to go against Phelps. That's going to be his third. And now Utah State getting the automatic 2 free throws. So Shulga to the line. And the free throw is good. So 59.7 on the clock. Both teams in the double bonus. Shulga to make it a 1-possession game. And he does. And one of these teams will move on to the championship. Another team will have to live with this loss for an extra day before Christmas Day. But I think both teams will feel okay about the fight they've each put up here in this one as SMU signals for the timeout. And if you're Rob Lanier, he mentioned this has been a work in progress here this young season for his team. First-year head coach, a lot of young players who were starting to get more experience, a couple of new faces in the form of transfers. In fact, 10 newcomers with 8 transfers on this roster, but it's starting to come together, and it is led by the guy wearing number 1, Zurich Phelps.
And he said, look, they're connected, and I think you can see that offensively and defensively. Zurich Phelps, again, he's going to be a guy in contention and in this discussion for Player of the Year in the American. He's playing that good. Body control, 6'5", defensively, he's solid. But I've been impressed with some of the decisions that he's made in this game. He's made some nice reads, and when you look at the numbers right there, I think the assist number, to me, that's the big one right there. Okay, he's making the progression and playing that point guard position. You know he can score, but that's something that the coaching staff has talked with him about, making better decisions from the point guard spot that he's been forced to play.
4-star recruit out of Duncanville High School in Texas by ESPN says he models his game after Tyrese Halliburton. You can see some similarities for sure, even at this young stage of Phelps' career.
That's a pretty good comparison right there. And certainly right here, big possession for both teams. You got to imagine Zurich Phelps or Zach Nuttall are going to have the ball in their hands.
Under 10 on this possession. Pass to Williamson, extra pass, Nuttall for 3, yes! Big hit, Zach Nuttall. 6-point advantage for SMU. And then Williamson hits the floor to snag the loose basketball, signals for a timeout, and the Mustangs feeling it right now.
I just talked about Zurich Phelps' decision-making. Don't force it. You see the defenders coming over to help. They think you're going to shoot a pull-up 3 or use the ball screen, make a beautiful cross-court pass, extra pass, unselfish by Samuel Williamson, and then the leader, Zach Nuttall, burying a big-time 3 for SMU. You can't ask for better offensive execution at the end of the game if you're Coach Rob Lanier.
First made 3 of this second half for SMU. And it is the undisputed leader of this squad, Zach Nuttall. Rob Lanier calls him a connector of peoples, that he absolutely bought in since coming over from Sam Houston State. We saw him chatting it up with the officials prior to the game. I mean, he's just got a little love for everybody. He definitely lives that leadership role.
And he said he was the first person that he talked to when he got the job. And he said it was early on, within the first 5 minutes of speaking with him, that he knew what type of leader he had. And Well, look, they have some pieces. We talked about this before. They're going to raise some eyebrows in a very tough conference, the American Conference. But they have a leader like Nadal and a guy like Zurich Phelps, who, again, is going to be in the discussion for Player of the Year in that league. He is just that good. And the jump that he has made from this year, last year to this year, not too many players have done that.
20 points for SMU off of the Utah State turnovers, 40 points in the paint. They have played according to what they set out to do. And how about a little extra shine on this performance by the Mustangs? Nuttall to Williamson. Open look, Bairstow for three. They needed it. They got it. 7.5 on the clock. The slim glimmer of hope for Utah State. Not fully extinguished, perhaps, yet.
The execution by both these teams. I mean, how can you not like watching this high level of basketball right here? Don't panic, don't force up bad shots. Right here, though, again, the leader to Samuel Williamson showing off the hops, but then on the other end, Utah State, the awareness. Don't panic, you don't have to rush. You get a three off a beautiful dribble drive. You're down 5, 7 seconds to go. You still have some time to do some damage in this game. Obviously, though, you're going to have to hope for either a turnover or missed free throws by SMU.
How about 5 players in double figures for the Mustangs? You have the 18 for Phelps, 15 for Williamson. You got 13 points for Nuttall, Odigi with 12, Todorovic with 10. It has been a balanced attack, but again, executing, I think, almost precisely what Rob Lanier wanted them to do from a game plan standpoint.
Absolutely, to perfection, the game plan that they've had, and led by this guy right here. You look at Zurich Phelps' stat line, 18 points, 8 rebounds, and the assist, 4 assists. You can't ask for a better stat line from a guy that Rob Lanier said, look, it's a work in progress. I joked with him when I saw him on the elevator this morning coming down after the game that Zurich Phelps had yesterday. I said, well, if that's a work in progress, I don't want to know what a lot of other coaches in the American don't want to know what the finished product is. He has been impressive for this SMU team early on in the season.
This is to get to 20, and it rims out. So Phelps will have to settle for a 19 spot here. As Bairstow, the final heat, banks it in. They're going to count that bucket. It's a 3. So it makes the final score 77-74. But SMU advances to the championship game of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic, awaiting the winner of the semifinal between Washington State and Hawaii.
SMU, I'll tell you right now, they put a lot of folks on notice. They are a very good team. Impressive defensively, execution offensively. Coach Rob Lanier has to be pleased with how his team has performed thus far in this tournament.
So let's update the bracket. SMU into the championship game on Christmas Day, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN2. They will await the winner of Washington State and Hawaii, 12:30 a.m. Eastern, also on ESPN2 later today. Once again, our final score, 77-74, SMU advancing. For Malcolm Huckabee, I'm Kanoa Leahy. We'll be back for Game 3 of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic, 10 p.m. Eastern over on ESPN2. Until then, aloha from Hawaii.